seeds that we sowed the other week, last week. I think it was only last week. It's called Aurea. It has so crunchy. I'm sorry if you have ASMR. Nope, misophonia. Chewing sounds. I hate that. But I couldn't help myself. Tasting, finally, my snow peas, which are all starting to pod. Is that what you would call it? Pod fruit. So I've been finding them scattered around and I've been munching on them. None have made it inside yet. But we are back in my garden. Welcome. Today we are doing some planting. I've got some ornamental plants. A cercis, which is a forest pansy, which I bought quite a while ago and it's still sitting in its pot. And what else have I got? Some salvias and some verbena bonariensis. So I'm looking forward to some nice colour in spring. And we have some more seed sowing to do, following on from was that last week? We did a whole bunch of seed sowing. Yeah, it's going to be a busy day. The sun is not shining, but it is supposed to be 20 degrees, so it is not too bad out, although I do have a jacket on. It'll probably come off in a little while. But as always, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Michael. I love all things gardening. So if you do too, you have come to the right place. Now let's get growing. I have this forest pansy. Can you see it? I can't see if you can see it or not. I'm assuming you can. That I bought because look at the shape of it. It is flat as and perfect for espaliering. Espaliering. Did we work out whether it's espalier? Anyway, I haven't planted it yet because I didn't know where to put it. I'm obsessed with the shape of it. So I want to put it somewhere where it sort of continues that nice beautiful fan shape that it naturally has. So I've decided I'm going to put it in the ground along this fence here, and I'm hoping it will do well. I'm also hoping that I can dig a hole because my ground is notoriously average. So let's see how we go. So this is where I am thinking of putting it. I might move this little piece of outdoor art and stick it along the fence. Pull it out a little bit, but about here. What do you reckon? So I've got my Chinese elm just up and over, which will give it some afternoon shade, which definitely needs some afternoon shade, otherwise the leaves sort of just get really burnt and scorched and won't look that nice. But the northern sun comes across that way, so it'll get a good dose of sun for the first half of the day. Now I need a shovel and we will get it in the ground. Let's see what we can find down here. Ooh, seems pretty soft. That is a nice change. This is the nicest, least stony soil that I have dug in my garden for ages. Just add the plant straight in. I think it must be pretty bare root because it just wants to pop straight out. Yeah, it is bare root. Keep that soil for something else. Which way? To keep that shape. I think that is pretty good. I've got some compost somewhere, so I'm going to add a little bit of compost as well. Now for some water to help get that soil and compost to sink right in and hopefully push out any air bubbles. You don't want any air bubbles. Air bubbles? Is it a bubble? Air in and around the roots. You want the soil to be nice and tight around the roots. And I think I'm going to leave that little bit of artwork there for the time being. I think it looks all right. Oh, shoot. And this big pot of fresh potting mix. I've still got a few potatoes left over from last week. The pot's a pretty good size. I could chuck a few in there and see what happens. Now the smaller things to plant. I have got this salvia. It's called aurea. It has, the flower looks, it's like an orangey, like a burnt, let me get my words out, Michael. Like a burnt orange, almost looks like a brown flower. I'll post a picture up somewhere so you can see what it looks like. And because we had a bigger one at work that was in flower, and I was like, that is very cool. So I bought one. And I've also, it had quite a bit of sort of leggy growth to it. So I've snipped a few of those off and I've potted them up, hopefully to propagate and make some more to stick in my garden. But this one is going to go in right here. And can you see the lush greenness of my garden? A lot of it is weeds. I've been trying doing, 45 minutes to an hour of just weeding every day, just to try and not let it take over too much. And hopefully as the weather starts to heat up, most of them will die off anyway. But the chickens have been getting a big weedy treat every day. Big bucket of weeds that they can sift through and eat. Soil's quite nice. Moist, nice and moist. Don't think that's gonna fit. There we go. And I went, why am I always trying to talk to you when you can't see me? And whilst we're down here, I want to show you this protea that I planted. It is got a little flower head on it. I'm excited. It's like a lime green color. It has this, the color of the flower is lime, and then it has like a purple tinge around the outside of the flower. How's that for a nice lime greeny color with the purple? I'm excited to see what it looks like when it's all emerged. The other two things that I've got to plant are both the same, Verbena bonariensis. This one's going to go here. Pull out a few of these weeds. They're just popping up everywhere. Look, you can see the little nodes. Would you call them nodes? So as you pull the weeds out, if any of those pop off, drop off, that'll produce another weed. So I dare say more will eventually come up. Never-ending battle. It's everywhere. I don't even know what this is. Looks like some sort of pea family weed. I was wondering why it was so nice and sort of wet. I forgot I watered this morning. Gave the garden a good water. Oh, big rock. Beautiful. Next up on my garden jobs is my salvia leucantha. I need to cut off all this old growth because it is full of fresh new season growth underneath. Now that they're sort of, I think the risk of frosts, we don't really get frosts, but the last of the really, really cold weather has been, I hope. And then I can cut this back. And I'm thinking I might take some cuttings and see if I can strike them so I can plant more around the garden. Oi. See all this nice, fresh growth. That's what you want. refreshes the plant, makes it look less scraggly. But I'm hoping I can take some of these soft, fresh new growth and strike some plants. Everyone loves free plants. This bed is also full of weeds. Look at all this grass coming up. There's stinging nettle in there that I've just been stung by before. You can see here, I got very distracted and started pulling weeds. So this bed actually looks pretty clear. Well, for now, until more weeds start to grow. As I said, never-ending job. There's a pile there, I have another pile over there as well. I started in one section and got distracted and then went on to another section. But I want to show you the greenhouse. The seeds that we sowed the other week, last week, I think it was only last week, they're already coming up. So let's go check them out. It's nice and toasty in here. What is it? 26 degrees, but check these out. We've got some zucchinis are up already, eggplants, not up yet. Some tomatoes have started emerging. There's a few, no cherry cocktail, but the others have. And lots of flowers, cosmos, cornflower, a few of these tomatoes. More cosmos, zinnias, more zinnias. And if we go down here, what do we got? More zinnias. I did plant a lot of zinnias. These are all zinnias. And then on the end, some sunflowers have started coming up as well. That is very excited. I do need to plant some more. I haven't planted things like eggplant, no. Come on, brain. Pumpkins, watermelons. I still haven't planted my loofahs yet, so I do have quite a few still yet to be planted, but this is definitely a good start. I want the flowers up and ready to go so I can just start getting them out into the garden because I want colour, lots of colour during spring and summer. And you can see in the background here, my old garage is a bit of a mess. It's a current project I'm working on. I have been doing a little bit of filming for it, but it's obviously going to take a little while for it to be finished. But any guesses? Have I said what I'm doing with it yet in a previous video? I can't remember, but have you got any ideas? Let me know what you think I'm going to do with it. Well, that'll just about do it for another day. I'm going to go back to eating some snow peas off camera so I don't freak anyone out. But thank you for joining me again, and until next weekend, happy gardening. Bye.